Welcome to this week's episode on Spiritual Connections by Joelle. I'm your host, Joelle Burns, psychic medium, alien channeler, and intuitive healer. I'm here to help you on your journey. Today, we're going to talk about astral projection, what it feels like, and how to try it for yourself. So first, as always, I like to delve into the definition, and then I'm going to give you the nitty-gritty of how I perceive it and how it works for me as a medium. Astral projection, also known as astral travel, refers to a phenomenon where an individual's consciousness or astral body is believed to leave the physical body and travel through the astral plane. This experience can be spontaneous or induced through various techniques. And is often described as a form of spiritual journeying or exploration beyond the physical realm. Okay, so pretty much the long short of it is astral travel is your soul's body doing its thing outside of your human form, your meat suit, your false way of life, however you want to look at it, because your soul is exactly who you are. That's naturally who you are. And your soul is, I don't know if this is believed in quantum physics, but the craziest thing that I came to the conclusion with, and hard to believe, was that when I came into my mediumship and I was doing all this research, reading all the books, doing all the things, I found that your soul can be in multiple places at one time. And I was very confused by that. I think I was like, well, don't you have one soul? So doesn't that mean it could be in only one place? But thinking that way is very much on the earth plane in the 3-dimensional, because in the 5th dimensional and beyond, it's unlimited of where your soul can be all at once. You could be in Peru climbing a mountain, and then down in Florida with your feet in the sand, or making dinner in Texas. So physically here on Earth, that's not happening right now, but I'm explaining to you how your astral / your soul body can move freely wherever it needs to go, whatever it needs to do. So what does that look like for me? So as a child, I used to astral travel in my dreams. And I feel like a lot of people, if they don't know they've astral traveled, you definitely have in your dreams. Okay, so let's explain that, because your dreams are keys into your soul's purpose, into your soul's true passions and being and all the things. So as a child, I would lay down in my bed and I would wake up in my dream and I'd be above my body. I could physically see my body sleeping and comfortably in my nightgown and whatever. And I had the pillows and the blanket, and I would fly out of my room. I would be flying, having this flying sensation, and down the stairs and out the front door. And then I could go wherever my heart's desired. Now, I always felt like I would get a little bit too scared if I got too high. I didn't like being too high. It just kind of freaked me out. And that would be my reoccurring dream, quote unquote, right? Because I actually was astral traveling. My soul was going off and wanting to explore and go around and feel free. And I physically was able to remember that when I woke up in the morning. And this was a reoccurring dream. So pay attention to those if those are happening to you, or if your kids are sensing it and having that happen to them. That is definitely their soul astral traveling. A lot of times too is people who do a lot of astral travel tend to be light workers, healers, and not meaning that everybody is. And I think as a child, I don't think that's what I was at the time. But what happens is light workers, they have a 9 to 5 job, right? Say they're a banker, but then at night their soul remembers who they are innately, and they go out and their soul goes and assists people who are sick, people who are in hospice. They go help a group of people. It's beautiful, the work that light workers do, and their soul already knows everything that's happening, everything that they need to do. They have like an agenda and a list, and you're just like trying to get some sleep. And so try to be conscious of where your dreams are taking you and how to interpret that. My next episode, I'm going to do interpreting synchronicities and dream analysis. So this can kind of go hand in hand with the dreams and the astral traveling. When I first started practicing as a medium and doing mediumship readings for clients, I remember one of my strongest attributes was having astral travel, and I didn't even know I was doing it. I think I knew what astral travel was, but I remember my cousin telling me, wait, I think you're astral traveling. What are you doing? And so let me explain. Let's think of a reading that I had. That was a good one. Okay. So a reading that I had for this woman, I can't remember if it was her parents that we were talking to and channeling. So I was trying to find my notes on it earlier and I couldn't, but I'm just going to tell you because it's memorable. I vividly can still picture the space that they showed me. So I'm telling her what her parents are showing me. So I asked her, have you done some renovations lately? Because they're showing me that they like a certain space in the house, and they tend to either knock down a picture, or that's where you feel their presence more, or you just have these, like, you think of them in that space. That's where they like to hang out. I remember them saying that they were like quite the partiers. They like to host a lot of parties back in the day, and they were vibrant and lively. And so they were showing me that in that space because the house that she had was her parents' house, or this is her in-laws, but I think it was her parents. And I distinctly could see like the front entryway and how everything was painted over fresh white and how it used to have wallpaper. But then you could walk straight ahead was the kitchen. To the right was the living room. There was a hallway to the left and the right, but they wanted to take me down to the right because there was a room in the back left at the end of the hallway, back left area. I can't remember if it was a den or something like that, that they also wanted to talk about that space. And they showed me the furniture. I could see the countertops. I could see the fresh paint. It's really as if I'm almost there, but it's very foggy when I see it. So that's also my clairvoyance in general. So my clairvoyance is the clear seeing from spirit, what they show me. And it's almost like seeing things through like a foggy lens. It's more foggy on the peripheral, like on the sides, but it's like if I focus centrally, it can be pretty profound and pretty detailed. And not only do I see it, but I get a feeling at the same time. Claircognizance is the all-knowing. So that's exactly what I get, as well as the clairvoyance, all kind of combined. And sometimes I'll even have clairaudient tap in there, and that's where you can hear spirit talking to you. What's funny is that when I'm channeling and reading for somebody, is my clairaudient almost turns off, which it's on all the time. I swear that I walk around my house and my clairaudient pops in all the time with somebody, spirit popping in, or somebody wants to say a message, or somebody who, loves somebody and I think of them and then they start talking to me and chatting. But then for some reason, when I do a reading, and I'll still hear it every once in a while, but most of the time I am using my clairvoyance and claircognizance together, hand in hand. Okay, so have you had those reoccurring dreams? Have you had the flying dream over and over again? Have you thought about, are you astral traveling or astral projection, however you want to say it? You are so much more than what this world shows you that you are. The metaphysical side and the physical side combined together make almost a superhuman. But we're not, some people are not there just yet. And these are the little things that once you notice this is happening, your soul is letting you know that it's evolving, it's moving into, a spiritual and a balanced life. You don't have to be completely off your rocker if you believe these things. That's not how it works. So I know that science doesn't always have the answers for what's happening in this metaphysical plane with astral projection and sleep paralysis and mediumship, but science has done a lot of research with getting brainwave activities from mediums when they work and proving that there's like more theta waves or something when they're supposed to be stagnant in a relaxed state, and they just heighten like crazy as if they're like asleep. I remember seeing that when they record them, they see that they're asleep. Now they try to do ghostly catching a ghost with EVPs and recording things here and there. It's all wonderful. And I definitely love the people who ground me, who remind me of will explain to me the science backed on it. But there are some things in this universe that you just can't explain in our perception of things and how we have been raised, how the earth is slowly shifting into this new paradigm. And I really want you to delve deeper and know that astral travel is important for your soul to be doing that, because it's actually doing work. So sometimes a lot of times actually, when you astral travel, it feels like fun. It feels freeing and exciting, and there's no fear, zero fear, and just enjoying and trust. It's not even that you have to trust, because you just know that you're safe and at peace. So this is kind of a taste of what heaven is like, kind of a taste of what the other side is like, that there is no fear, no doubt, because you are just so engulfed in love, joy, peace, and it washes over you. And so when you're so protected and so loved, that's when you feel like, I can do anything. I can fly around this room. I can go see other universes. I can go talk to extraterrestrial. I can do anything and everything. And so it's a fun way to explore and get to know your soul better. So when it happens, maybe start writing in a journal, put that by your bedside, see what's happening, see if you are having conversations with people in the astral travel, if you're dreaming or you're not, or just remember how you felt, because it should feel good. Every time I do it, it feels amazing. But here's the other side to it, is astral travel is different than remote viewing. Remote viewing is the practice of seeking impressions about a distant or unseen subject. They sense it with their mind. Remote viewing is being absent from a target, a subject, whatever they're trying to look at, and they focus their energy on where that is. And remote viewing is their soul stays with their soul, but they're able to physically see without moving their soul, because our soul can be in many places at one time. It's almost like that, but they're unseen, they're undetected, they go undetected. That's why the government has used it, and it's a way to go without being detected, to view something that you have absolutely no consciousness about, but you are able to view it. Okay, so astral travel is different, and I've tried both. I've tried remote viewing and astral travel, but I think because I'm so strong at astral traveling, I have myself gone into an underground cave. I was curious of extraterrestrials living on Earth, and this was a while ago. And I remember asking to go into a space, and I found a space that there was a cave, and I started walking, and I got deeper and deeper, and there was this I'm explaining to you. I was in a meditation. So my physical body is lying comfortably as I'm meditating, and my soul left my body, and it is walking in this space, and it's going deeper and deeper in this cave. I remember there was like blue light and like this humming, vibrating almost around me as I walked deeper and deeper into this cave. And I remember seeing these beings. They were kind of, their skin was like almost translucent, or what they were wearing was like translucenty white with a shimmer. They were very thin beings, like probably half the size of me, and not very tall, maybe 5 to 6 feet tall, anywhere from there. Very, very humanoid, with arms and legs and having a head. And I'm astral traveling, so my soul is like there. And I thought I was being sneaky and snooping around. And come to find out, the extraterrestrial stared at me and asked me, "What are you doing here?" Guys, I was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. Like, see you later, extraterrestrial. Like, bye. So I've done certain things like that, not knowing, that would kind of get me into trouble. I don't know if there's anything that the extraterrestrial could have done to harm me where it would then hurt my physical body. But because energy that is created can't be destroyed, so our soul can't be destroyed. But I have seen, now this is very rare cases, and I've talked about this before, that in God's loving unconditional light and love, if a soul no longer wants to exist, it just goes back into source. So it's almost recycled. But that's a very rare case, and that doesn't happen very often, but I have seen that. So if you know what kind of extraterrestrial I encountered, please let me know, because I don't know much about different extraterrestrials, and I know a handful. But I don't know, it was white, translucent, small, very smart, communicated with me telepathically. And I thought I was being sneaky. Nope, he saw me. And so that is another story that I had with astral projection and astral travel. So always be safe when you do it. Protect yourself with God's energy. And that's why I'm telling you these stories, because you can get yourself in trouble. Don't go peeking and peering where you're not allowed. Like invading somebody else's personal space, that's not okay. Don't do that. I'm not teaching you this to go and poke around an ex-boyfriend and all that. I need you to use it responsibly, and the people who are able to do it and use it will do it for light and love, and that is the purpose of it, is to expand consciousness, know that we're evolved beings and we have shifted into a new paradigm, and you are able to tap into this at any time that you want. Okay, so that's about that for this episode today. I really hope you enjoyed learning about astral projection with me. And as always, I want to send you love and light. If you are enjoying this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along. I appreciate each and every one of you.